we all like took a little walk down memory lane, and it sometimes it sounds to people like we used to have more fun back in the days. Would you say that is true, or is it just different, or how would you describe that?
I think it's a different kind of fun, because being a player out there and being able to go behind the scenes and actually kind of being able to influence what's going on is so much nicer than back then. Because back then I enjoyed playing, it was great, and I was trying to win, I was trying to get to be the best that I could be. But now I think what I'm more interested in is helping everybody else have a good time that I used to have, and that brings a lot of enjoyment to me.
I think we just missed an opportunity to bring in the theme song after you said I wanted to be the best, and then
yeah, no, just a little bit of this. And something else that I wanted to actually mention before when we were talking about when we kind of first got into everything, your first tournament that you just brought was actually the first tournament that I ever did coverage as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, me and Luke got a little bit of a link there. Yeah, sorted, definitely.
What about you, Matt?
Well, nowadays I just usually get known as that guy who banned my cards. Yep. So times have changed. For me now, it's actually something we get a lot of feedback for. A lot of people think that like the Konami is just out there to take your money away from you and stuff. And actually, that's not true. You put a lot of time and effort into the creation of cards, because I had such a great experience with that game. It's such a huge part of my life. I want people, when they open their booster packs, to have that experience. And I face lots of different problems where you go through all the testing and you're trying to find infinite loops, and you catch things that you weren't expecting. And of course, in an ever-growing card pool like 7,000 cards, it is a massive headache when you go through the development cycle, because even on the very first day of release of a booster, players will play like 1 million hours of that set immediately, and we just don't have that time in development. So a lot of my challenges are very different from what they used to be, which is trying to win the tournament and eventually go to the World Championships. Now I get to go to the World Championships, and I just have all the stresses of making your cards for it. So yeah, different things, but I still love it. I still absolutely love working on the brand. I think I had that moment where I was reminded again how invested I was when I saw the movie earlier this year in Japan, and I came out of the cinema, I sat down and went, no, that was actually fantastic. This was totally worth it. Everything was worth it, and that's kind of where I am now, and leading the team back home as well, which is fun. Dom's never short of energy, I'll give him that.
To say the least. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, I think it's a very different kind of fun of how it used to be. I always kind of enjoyed that, doing the organizing, and really enjoyed judging. I guess I never really got most of my enjoyment out of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I really enjoyed understanding all the rules, and obviously I enjoyed playing, but I really liked to understand the rules and all the complex gameplay that happens and all the combos and things like that. I enjoyed that kind of studying research part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Rather than the actual winning and doing well at tournaments. I guess some people might say just because I couldn't do well at tournaments, you know. I enjoyed the different things. I really enjoyed judging. I mean, and now, you know, as Rob said, I've got to the point now. I'm recently started working for Konami, and it's a real privilege to be able to make a difference to all those different players. It's a good way to look at it. It really is. I mean, there's you know, various projects that I'm working on at the moment that just, I think to myself, I would love to have this as a player, and really trying to think and put myself back in my shoes of me being a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, and think people would love this, and you know, really trying hard and working on those projects to just make it better for everyone. That's my one goal.
Since you're kind of new in the job, is it any way like what you expected, or is it totally different?
Totally different. Totally different. It was just, I knew that it didn't matter what I would be doing on a day-to-day basis, that I was doing it for the love of the game, and it didn't really matter, and that's really what's happened. It doesn't matter what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. I know at the end of the day that I'm really trying my best to make it better and just contribute, and that's the way that I see it.
Right.
And I just didn't realize how, you know, it wasn't through lack of you know, kind of appreciation, just that I didn't until now get to see just how much work goes into all the different things that go on. Events like this, you know, this beautiful venue that we're sat in, there's just so much work that goes into it. Matt you know, spends hours and hours and hours working on the Forbidden Limited lists or the various cards that come out, and you know, we've got Dom who, you know, all the beautiful artwork that we see.
Kind of weird when you spend hours and hours on the list, it comes out and within seconds people are tearing it apart.
Yeah, and
Nice.
it's just really funny that everyone in the office. I could go on forever about everyone's
Yep.
different jobs they do, but everyone's just so passionate, and it's Dom who really led me to that privilege state. I really do feel it's a privilege to work on all this stuff
Right.
because getting to see the people being happy about it at the end of the day, that really just keeps me going.
It's kind of hard for me to say because a lot of things have happened kind of accidentally. Like I played and I loved playing at the time, and then I started translating the rulings, and I liked that as well. I was like, oh, this is cool. There's like a logic to it, and it's a world of its own. And then I started judging, and after a very short time, like after 1 year or so, because I was answering so many questions on message boards, and I could answer any question back in the day, I thought, okay, this needs to be like all you need to know to be like the best judge in the world. And then only like in the next tournament, there was a small kid crying, and I had literally no idea what to do and how to handle it. And then it like dawned on me, oh, there's so much more to this. It's not just the rules. If you want to be a good judge, you also need to be able to do, manage people for the most part. And then I got into that, and that was interesting. And then I wanted to judge because I really enjoyed that. And then at the first tournament in Germany, the first larger tournament, the Faro Tour, we had a coverage. And back then, the OP manager just said, okay, we don't have a coverage team, so we just have a judge who's going to type up everything. And we're going to take turns because we don't have like an assigned coverage team. So the first 2 rounds, there was a judge sitting down with a notebook, and he writes everything down on his notepad with a pen, like not a notebook as in computer. And then after that, he put it into the computer, and that took like an hour. And so the tournament was like 2 rounds advanced or something, and then the article went live. And then it was my turn in round 3, and I was like, "Where's my laptop?" And they're like, "No, you have to write it down on your notepad." I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. I need a laptop." They're like, "You can't type that fast." And I was just like, "Watch me."
You can.
And after that, they said, okay, you're going to be the coverage team from now on. And this is how I ended up in that. And then I ended up in translations after that, after I worked. So like a lot of things happened kind of by accident, but also the stream moderation as well. I was like, I saw this, I liked it. I was like, this is cool. I want to do this. And okay, let's try it out. And it worked. And so it keeps surprising me, the game. Even after 10 years, there's still new things happening in the game, and that's what I really love about it, even though we've been involved in it for so long. All right, guys, I hope you didn't mind this little trip down memory lane and getting to know a little bit more about the guys that put in so much work into the game and make sure that the end product is what you guys can enjoy, hopefully. Is there anything else that we forgot to cover?
I hope you guys like the spiral cards. We're going to show you those off a little part over the weekend. I know it's requested, very highly requested. It'll be the very first time anywhere in the world gets to see these, so we really hope you look forward to that. I really hope. I spent a lot of time on this. I really hope you like it.
Give you 5 seconds until somebody starts complaining.
Absolutely, it'll be Bodan. Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody complains all the time. You've got no respite from it. That's just what it is. You just have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. I think people should start looking more into becoming a judge, simply because people may not think about it because they think, well, I want to play, I want to get everything out of it. But if you really want to get something out of this game, playing and judging and seeing every side of the game is the way to go forward, definitely.
Yeah, just on that note about getting everything out of it, I never ever thought that one time, so going back to that first event that I traveled overseas in Frankfurt, I thought to myself, oh, it's going to be really weird just going to another country to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I feel it's the number one thing whenever I see my local players or just people online, and they say, oh yeah, I travel all about, and I'm saying, oh, where have you been? Oh, I went to this regional. It's like, oh right, okay, that's not what I meant. I think until you really get a group of friends together and travel to a YCS, that's really the kind of experience for me.
Right.
Being able to do that is really amazing. It was one of the best things that really just rocketed my love for Yu-Gi-Oh! Again after I finished university.
All right.
I advise that.
Just end on that high note, and we're going to see you guys in just a second when we resume with the live coverage of the European Championship 2016.